slate dust. Okay. Hey Rex, been a while since we've interacted. You find Rex sitting in the bowl of one of the unfinished buildings, taking a hit of a rolled cigarette that smells powerfully skunky. He jumps a little when he sees you before relaxing. Oh, it's only you, Sly, he says, waving at the cloud of fumes and giving you a squinty-eyed smile. Don't mind me, I'm just testing the latest crops for quality assurance. I'll give you a hug, man. Oh, yeah! Rex exclaims, wrapping you in for a strong bear hug. He even lifts you off the ground a little. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. Not statistically and mechanically, though, unfortunately. Okay. Wonder if... Hey, Vase. We've been through a lot recently. How are you doing? You arrive outside the garrison just as you spy a small unit of young Helio trainees finishing their daily run around the colony. Vase is easily in the lead. You swing yourself up onto the fence and watch as the group breaks up into pairs for the next drill. As unit leader, Vase goes around and corrects everyone's form and checks in on them before he spots you and trots over. What's up, colony kid? He says, wiping his forehead. His training shirt clings to his chest, damp with sweat and showing off his muscles. Missed you out there today. You should come for a run sometimes. You know what, I mean, I guess, yeah, physical fitness isn't really my thing. And yet I keep going out on expeditions regardless, so you know what? Yeah, I might join you sometime. Vase tilts his head at you, taking in your unimpressive physique. Yeah, good idea, he teases. You could use extra training. Hey, we just murdered a faceless together, alright? You know, it's not about, like, the actual physical physique, it's about how you implement it in practical situations, which I'm amazing at, thanks to my other talents, probably. I've been trying to get the other colony kids out here, Vase continues. On the hill, we were raised to believe that physical exertion does more than build muscles. It helps you think more clearly and boosts your immune system, too. He clenches his fist. Not only that, but it strengthens the bond between brothers. It turns men into heroes. Vase looks like a hero, you think. Even just standing there, he has the same kind of presence as action heroes in the old vids from Earth. He's so confidently in his elements that everything he does looks effortless. You can't imagine him skinning his knee or having his voice crack or tripping over his feet, all three of which have happened to you this week. So we could do we were fine before you got here. Partner for surveying the swamps. We don't need you. I'm glad you guys are here now. Or whatever you're doing, you look good. Okay, so basically, are we going to flirt with him by complimenting his workout routine, dismiss his existence, or just kind of be like, hey, you guys are cool? I don't know. Never miss a chance to flirt, whatever. Whatever you're doing, you're looking good. Vase smirks and props his elbow on the fence, leaning into your space. Yeah, you're digging all this, huh? You're talking about my favorite subject, baby. He holds your eye a few moments, unashamed. Vase picks up his water bottle and takes a big swig, rinsing out his mouth before spitting it into the dirt. Not everyone's cut out to be a soldier, he says. I mean, where would we be without people like Tangent giving us the intel we need? He shrugs. But Henry's pretty cool. She's got the right idea. And that Cal guy, he's got the muscle butts. And we got Vase's confidence. Nice. Vase shakes his head with a snort. Honestly, you all like the discipline. Yeah. An interesting assessment. Oh, hey, no, don't worry. I'm not going to try to steal your boyfriend too aggressively, alright? Let's chat. How you doing? And Oni looks up from her palm as you approach. Solana, can you block someone from sending you hellos just temporarily? She asks. Her holopalm chimes with another incoming message, and she winces. Really screwed up. Now Vase won't leave it alone. I said I was sorry. Oh, you're on the rocks? Oh, well, that's unfortunate. For you. Anyways. Ooh, a flower. I'm so glad these things are appearing. These will be useful for the whatever sort of challenge appears in the final months of this adventure, I'm sure. Hey, also, has anyone seen Dis, like, at all recently? It's just me, or has he, like, disappeared? Like, completely. It's kind of disconcerting, honestly. Anyway, so what are we gonna do now? I would kind of like to get the reasoning up. What are we at? 66? Let's try to get reasoning up as aggressively as possible. Reason's importance. So engineering would give us 3 reasoning and an engineering. Tutoring children gets you 3 reasoning and an empathy. Let's do some engineering. It's fun. To further your engineering knowledge, you're taking a mini class with Chief Engineer Instance on the construction and maintenance of your holopops. These devices are engineered bismuth crystals embedded in your palms when you start school. They use the heat and electric current of the human body to power themselves, to talk to each other, and connect to the HoloNet. Congruence is a massive repository of information. You can barely remember life before yours. Holopoms were commonplace by the time the Vertumlin group first formed on Earth, and the square bismuth has grown in the lab, Instance explains. So the physical device itself isn't hard to maintain. The difficulty is in the display and touch interface. Instance opens her holopalm, displaying a visible projected screen floating above her palm. As chief engineer, she also has one of the fancier versions that combines with a pair of eyeglasses to superimpose a projection right onto what she sees. The interface relies on plasma voxel generators, which require extremely small components that are impossible to nanoprint. The material will have to be mined from Vertumna itself. Tang raises her hand. Is it possible to hack these devices? She asks. If the biological electronic interface is so thin, is it possible to hack the human body? In a way, we've already begun to hack the human body, Instance replies. What do you call gene tech? Everything the body does and is capable of depends on 4 nucleobases in different configurations. That's no different than congruence. Human and artificial intelligence are both built from a limited code and are transformed into more by the building. Your genetic enhancements, super hearing and sight, temperature regulation, increased resistance to fear, disease, and fatigue, all present in the human genome and unlocked by the power of science. The class splits into working groups to explore installing modules onto your holopalm. You and Tangent are in a group together. She begins installing a mod that will let her scan inorganic materials and get a reading of their chemical compounds. What do? I could try to remove my holopalm, download my own mod, or just learn from Tangent. Let's see what Tangent has to say on the matter. You don't feel comfortable modding your own holopalm yet, so you just sit and watch Tang as she upgrades hers. She's hesitant at first, but relaxes after she realizes you're not here to judge her. You learn a lot from her. She can be nice, so long as you don't ask too many dumb questions and you're doing something she likes. Nice. Okay. Oh, +3 for a card. That's fun. Okay. How are we going to do this? Let's see, we can get 6, 6, several 5s, and maybe a 3. Okay, not a 3. And maybe a 4. Okay, not a 4. And maybe a 5. Which becomes a 7. So we should do 5, 6, 7, eh? Okay, now it's a 44. And we'll just push through. Alrighty. That was a fun class. Early wets. Ooh yeah. So it's 69 reasoning. Anything else close to, like... I should check around and make sure, because if there's any, like, events from other people that we've unlocked. So Vase, I don't think there's anything. You spot Vase at the punching bag, pummeling it mercilessly. He stops when he sees you and wipes his brow. "Ho, Solana," he says. "Do you need this? I'm almost done." He tightens the strap on his gloves. "Gotta say, in peak form," he continues. "Warrior can't let up for a second. That's where defeat lives." I bet he could use medicinal roots. Have a look at this. Vase gives you a curt nod and tosses you your gift on a nearby table. "Thanks." Oh, at least it's something he didn't hate. Now, Anemone does have an event thing, but that's for 40 toughness, which we're nowhere near. Later, Anemone. We already got max on Mars. I think are we max on yours, or is it related to biology? It's biology, yeah. Biology's never been my strong suit. You find Kyle behind the garden shed, kneeling down and peering under a tarped-up old watering pot. He shushes you and gestures for you to come look under the tarp. There in the dusty gloom, 6 four-eyed hop kittens blink up at you, eerily out of sync. Haven't seen their mom in a while, Kyle says. I don't want to touch them in case she's still around and she smells me on them, but he sighs. Those damn chards probably got her. Yeah. It's tough. We already maxed out Mars's, I'm pretty sure. Dis doesn't exist anymore, and Tangents is reasoning. Yeah. Which we can probably get to 80 reasoning. It might be a bit of a struggle, but I think we can manage it if we want to. Especially if we keep studying engineering. Like reasoning, yeah. Let's do some more engineering. You and Nami are doing independent study after hours when they stand up from the beanbag chair and do a little victory dance. Yes! They shout. It worked! Look, Solana! They throw something to your holoscreen. The intro for the game, QQ Bishonen Kyutsetsu, comes up on screen, and Congruence's full room holoprojectors decorate the walls with a blue sky and rolling green hills. Peppy battle music fills your ears. Nami claps their hands proudly. I installed it on the classroom mainframe, they exclaim. It's so much faster. There's no latency at all. Suddenly, the lights go out. Nami screeches and hangs on to you in the dark. The lights flicker back on, but only for a few seconds at a time before going dark again. The temperature drops. The holoprojectors no longer display the lush meadows, but instead a ramshackle wooden cabin with various horrible implements hanging on the wall. Hello, children. Oh no, Nami moans. I must have installed it into Congruence's memory. She's being affected by the game's code. Congruence's holoprojection appears in the middle of the room. She's facing away from you, but when she slowly turns around, you're horrified to see that her face is smeared away and featureless. Do you want to play? No, get an adult. I am an adult. We need to do. I'm dealing with this myself. Yes, here we go. An unnatural growling noise fills the room. Nami squeaks and hides behind you, but it doesn't matter. The noise is everywhere surrounding you. Congruence's hollow projected form flickers and becomes a shaggy manticore with glowing eyes, and then it's gone. A howl echoes off the walls. The hunt is on. You and Nami fight your way through Congruence's hollow projected nightmare, encountering beasts the likes of which you've only seen in books from Earth. They stalk you through misty forests and trap you in dank-looking cellars. They scream and moan and cry and howl. You've never been so scared from a hollow game. It feels so real. I didn't make this, Nami says, their chest heaving as they look around for the next creature. This isn't even the game I installed. Congruence, the manticore, appears a ghoulish apparition. Is this what you wanted? No, Nami screams. Solana, what do we do? We can fix Congruence. We can apologize to Congruence. Or we can ask Chief Engineer Instance for help. Alright. Let's get to work. Let's fix this thing. You use your holopump to access Congruence's system files. It's not strictly speaking allowed, but neither is installing game software into her brain. After a few minutes of hacking, you realize something doesn't add up. There's no trace of Nami's game here. Congruence is a massively intelligent being. There's no way she would have allowed her base program to be manipulated like this. The lights flicker back on, and Congruence's hollow projection smiles cheerily. You solved my puzzle, she chirps, and plays a recording of cheering and clapping. I thought simply telling you to not install unapproved software would be boring, she continues. You'll certainly remember this lesson. Nami clutches their chest. Yeah, for sure, they say. I'm never doing that again. Alright, studying. 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 Okay, let's actually do this. This is a thing, and then we can, like, okay, if we put this here, then it becomes like 6, 7, 8, and then we can have this, and it's a 6, and we win. Great. Midwet. Ooh. Should we go for another spa day? Bit of spa. That seems fun. Okay. Let's visit the spa. So this is a 2 that's occasionally a 5. Let's get rid of the 2 that's just a 2. Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here, pink candy. Gotta make your deck good. Otherwise you will fail miserably. How are relationships doing? And obviously we're closest friends with Tangent, Mars. Vase is actually kind of getting up there. Sim I have no idea about. We could tutor children. That gets a bit of empathy up. I don't really need the kudos. This is like going to be our last or second last thing. Let's study the engineering again. Nami's messing with one of the harmless little vacubots when they realize that the collision detectors can be disabled, making them into tiny gladiators. You and some other students all hack your own vacubots and form a sort of robot battle arena before your teacher puts a stop to it. So the engineering class has just become hacking class, as it turns out. Which I'm not opposed to. It's just an interesting thing to note, I think. Okay, let's actually do this then. Well, if we want to do... That's a +1 for each gem on the other cards. That's great. Okay, so we can do this. We can put a... We already have a 4 there. We can put a 5 here, though. Right? 4, 5, 6. And that's an 8. And we're only 1 away. Think about this. How's this gonna work out? Do that. Same result. Okay, fair enough. What if, though? What if? Imagine this. Imagine this. What if we, like, put this here, and then this here, and then this here? See? See, I told you this would work. Yeah. That's 75. We're not going to get to 80, are we? It'll be tough. I think our best bet... Tutor children, and then we can, like, relax before our last day? Yeah. Nami needs help studying for their physical class. They have this idea that they want to be an engineer when they grow up, because they like robots and holograms, but they're having trouble actually learning any engineering. Nami pulls up a practice test on their holopalm. The Earth textbooks are full of this kind of dull, rote learning, useful only for finding gaps in your knowledge. For Nami, though, that gap seems to be everything. I'm hopeless at this, they exclaim, tugging on the ends of their asymmetrical haircut. There's just so many numbers and formulas. I didn't know there was going to be so much math and engineering. And I have to figure out what I'm going to do for my project, they continue. I'm going to code a chatbot, Solana, next week. How do I get here from there? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can do for you, Nami. Only 20% correct. Oh no, some of their answers are embarrassingly super wrong. 2. Nami's final project is due next week, and you have to crunch a whole course load of info into their head and leave them enough time to write their bots. Can you do it? No problem. We got this. I got you back, Nami. I was going to say the best tutor. I'm probably the second best tutor you could have hoped for. Tangent definitely has the #1 spot. But I'm a close second. Okay, not really close. I'm a distant, but still very useful second. Nami Nami doesn't have a head for numbers, but they can take anything and turn it into a story. So you just have to apply that to the study of engineering. Somehow. You encourage them to think of it in a different way. Yes, there's a lot of rote memorization at first, but once you understand the basics, engineering is all about creative thinking. You teach Nami how these practice tests are built like a story. There are clues in the questions that can help you solve them. Reading ahead can give you hints to the answers of early questions. With that and a few mnemonics, Nami starts getting better results on their practice tests. Thanks for helping, Solana, they say. Let's be honest, though. I'm doing okay on these practice tests. Being able to pass one standardized test doesn't mean I'll be a good engineer. You protest that this toolbox of skills will help them with any engineering problem, but they just shrug and smile. I'm going to try some other things, they say. Maybe there is something I'm naturally good at. Yes, well, done reasonably well. But this gets +6 if it's the highest. And this gets +2 if it's the highest. These are like reverse synergies. It's terrible. That's not the highest anymore. Great. You get a 5, 6. You can be a that's there. 5, 6. You're a 7 effectively, and then you exist. And actually, while we're at this, it might as well be this way. Okay, great. Victory! Ah, it could have been better. Oh well. Got 4 reasoning, which is 1 shy of where we were trying to be. Alright, welcome to Glow. How you doing, Tangent? Yeah, I tried to get my reasoning all the way up. I failed, though. Where Nami's at? We've been interacting with her a lot recently. It's conceivable we could have, like, an event with her. But I don't know where she is. Does she not hang out in Glow, perhaps? I wouldn't blame her. Glow's kind of scary. A bit. Nami! 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 Okay, well. I tried to find her. In any case, what do you think of this Glow season? Finally, an acceptable season, Tang says, looking relaxed for the first time all year. Not too bright, not too warm. Funder's like this all year long. Yeah, the only issue is the whole, like, monsters thing. Here, you want some medicinal roots? This is interesting, is all Tang says, taking the roots and turning them over in her hands. Her lip curls in distaste at the dirt that still clings to them. No, really, she protests when she sees the look on your face. I'm going to have to analyze these roots to see if they have any useful properties. They might be medicinal. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Thank you, she adds almost as an afterthought. Yeah, you like medicinal roots, eh? I'll remember that. Alright, let's go for just one last relaxation, honestly. A nice, relaxing time in the lounge. Well, I'm curious. If relaxing on the wall, because Dis kind of disappeared, does relaxing on the wall still give friendship with him? No. Yeah. I'm prepared to kill him if we have to save the colony. You split your time between watching holovids, listening to music, and studying for class. Occasionally, someone asks you to run an errand for them. You go on long walks. Overall, you spend the month relaxing and doing whatever you want, whenever you want. You really needed this. I mean, a 4 is a relatively small value, so get out of here. Knowing the attack is coming, as it always comes in Glow, does nothing to calm your nerves. There's only so long you can handle doing nothing, pretending like everything is going to be fine. As months draws longer, you find yourself almost compulsively walking the walls, scanning the tree line for the first sign of trouble. You're there when you see them, dark on dark shapes, coming out of the forest, perfectly silent. You watch with the lookouts as more and more figures amass at the forest's edge. Minutes pass as the horde pushes into the firebreak, numbering at least, must be in the thousands, more animals than you've ever seen in one place. The ground is choked with a teeming carpet of smaller creatures darting in and among the legs of... No. Oh no. The forest bends as a faceless emerges from its depths, followed by two more. The mood on the walls is discouraged. One faceless destroyed your colony. Two faceless required an irresponsible number of explosives to take down. How are you supposed to be able to handle 3? Well, if 2 of us were able to handle 1 earlier in the year, a whole colony should handle 3. We got this, guys. Let's do this. We fight. Survival is your only goal. It's what all living creatures do. The wave of attackers rolls on the firebreak, crashing against the walls. Flying creatures scream overhead, and the sound of plasma rifle fire fills the air. You rush toward the garrison to join the squads. As you run, you notice that the defenses are mediocre. Well, I mean, at least it's not bad. As you run, you notice that the colony seems to be holding its own. Nothing has breached the walls yet, and it seems that the tide of monsters emerging from the trees has slowed. The colony looks evenly matched. The battle's not in the bag, but so long as the defenses hold, things look hopeful. You're descending from the walls when you are thrown to the ground by a tremendous rumble. A few meters in front of you, something tunnels toward you, through the mud. You have the impression of something long and dark that cuts through the ground like a shark through water. You scramble to your feet, but it cuts off your path, forcing you towards a geoponics outbuilding. It's a storage shed, mostly empty, beside bales of hay used as float cow feed. It's dimly lit, but you think you see another door at the far end. The creature advances, throwing up rocks and chunks of dirt as it tunnels closer. Well, I can fight or avoid it. Someone's got to fight this thing. Might as well be me. Gotta get to 114. Okay. Card becomes physical. Alright, let's get physical then. Let's do a 6. Well, let's avoid these if possible. Or by these I mean 26. Yes. Or get this. Okay. 4, 6. Look at that stuff. But I could turn that into a 10. That's not bad. Then we get a 9. No, that's bad. And then we get like a 6, which becomes a 5, and we got a pair of 5s and a 10. That's 24. And we still got a bunch of gems. It's not the best first round. Double the card to the right. Ooh, baby. Now we're talking. Now you're speaking my language. 18 from a single card. That's pretty good. Okay. Then we can get a pair of 6s, because why not? 41. Okay. 49 this round. Should be quite doable. We can get an 8 and an 8. And a 6. Up to 6. We can make it wild at least. I don't know. Pair of 5s, pair of 8s. Triple of 5s. If we just raise this by 1 and turn it and make it 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, that's something. What do I want to change the suit to? That's a question. Could switch it like this. and then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that I like. I guess we'll use a Xeno Egg, so why not? Okay, we'll use another Xeno Egg. There we go. Victory. Ooh. +1 defense. You grab a rake and back into the doorway to wait for the monster to emerge. As it rears up and thrusts a long black snout out of the ground, you stab the rake down into it, dispatching it. Before you even have time to be relieved, you spot a second one tunneling toward you. You take another step back into the storehouse and feel heat. The building is on fire. The dry thatch roof quickly ignites and rains flaming debris down on your head, filling the room with toxic smoke. The ashy heat is intense. You can feel it ripping the moisture from your lungs with every breath. You rush for the rear door, but the fire moves so fast, you're trapped as a roof beam collapses in front of you. You hear a cracking noise. Then, just pain. And a noise like a bell. The world goes dark. Please don't tell me after all we've been through I just die unceremoniously in the last attack. You wake to chaos, confusion of light and heat and smoke, fire. Hey, this seems familiar. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here, or what on Vertumna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Oh, your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Oh, an enemy! Is that you? Your body aches, and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is ringing in your ears. Look, let's climb out. We can deal with what's going on later. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. You don't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Oh no. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog, like from Earth? Wait, hold on. You remember this? From another life? What? From a past life? Not a dog. A monster. It's about to end your life. Probably an enemy's too. She tightens her grip on you. I'm not organized enough, or animals enough, but I am persuasion enough. I'll shield an enemy. You heroically push an enemy out of the way, putting yourself between her and the creature's jaws as it transforms into a towering horror. You both scream as it rips you from her, tearing into your arm. The pain is incredible. You're certain you're going to die. Then you hear a zip and smell the crackling ozone of an enemy's plasma rifle. She leans over you and applies pressure to your wound. I got it, Solana. It's dead. Just hang on. I want to get you out of here. We did it. This time we lived. You try to tell her as you lose your grasp on consciousness. You wake in the medbay surrounded by other soldiers in various states of triage. It seems the battle's over. It was long and bitter, resulting yet again in the destruction of most of the sawmills and arable land. The defenders managed to repel the Xenos before damage could be done to the inner colony. Or maybe the monsters lost interest before finishing the job. It's as if the planet wants you to suffer, but doesn't actually intend to finish you off. Yet anyway. But for now, you're just happy you've survived to live another day. And that day is your birthday! By the time you've recovered, the suns have returned. It's your 20th birthday. You're a fully fledged adult now, though in many ways you already were, and have been for a long time. You and your friends step out to greet the new day and start the rest of your life on Vertumna. The end? You reached your 20th birthday. Okay. Oh. Do I get to see what? Lawyer. Huh. I became a lawyer. Interesting. Building a colony doesn't mean you just erect walls and plow fields. You need to come up with an entire way of governance that ensures peace for centuries to come. Basically, you're a bureaucrat. You help draft the colony's constitution, ease the transition to a democratically elected council, and manage the rules surrounding elections. I become the colony's first judge. As the colony grows, fewer conflicts can be solved by simply talking to the governor. You take on that role instead, becoming known as a thoughtful and empathetic arbiter. In your later years, once the colony has grown big enough to need it, you develop Vertumna's justice system. As was the hope of the Vertumna group, when you left Earth, you focus on rehabilitation and restorative justice. But what about... Your parents never got to see their colony through, but you live on in their stead. They'll always be with you, in the ground you walk on, in the trees that give you shade, and in the cycle of life that sustains you. But what about... Your Hawkeye is a good companion, but you're no replacement for its own species. When a herd of Hawkeye roam close enough to the colony, you release it back into the wild. And a few years later, you're greeted one morning by a whole litter of Hawkeye kittens outside your door, and Optimus Prime proudly showing off their family. Aww. They're like my pseudo-little grandbabies. And in my later years, the days turn to months, eventually becoming years, then decades. Before you know it, you're old. Thanks, game. Thanks for rubbing it in. Life is tough, but rewarding. Vertumna continues to challenge you and your loved ones. The attacks continue every year, getting harder and harder to withstand. Not just that, but droughts, earthquakes, diseases, storms, pestilence, and more. Some years you worry that the colony and humanity will be wiped off the map for good. But humans are good at surviving. The adversity strengthens your resolve. You mourn your dead, celebrate your births, and keep adapting to whatever the planet throws at you. This is your home, for better or worse. You do what you can to make it a good one. Eventually death comes to you, as it does to everyone. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that a person? Is that like old me? I'm confused. They seem so familiar. You feel like you know them so well. Oh, it's you, only ancient. Her arms are covered with so many data bands, so many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving her mouth, not in words, but in something like pictures. Still, you understand. She smiles. We had a good life, don't you think? But there's so many possibilities, and this was only one of them. Well, I mean, did I live my best life? I mean, in some respects, but I mean, I feel like we did probably lose some people unnecessarily. I really would have liked to uncover the secrets of who that weird person we met in the last year was, and maybe actually put an end to these attacks. I feel like I could have done better. There was a girl. We were young together. Tammy. Oh, is this me? There was a girl. We were young together. Tammy with the cotton candy hair. Such a shame to see a life snuffed out so young. She gives you a look as if to say you were somehow responsible for this. Wait, were you? Could you have saved her? We have the chance to take another path, to change the way our life turned out. She reaches out a hand. Come with me. Well then. So, that's the end of, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. A very interesting game, I think. And honestly, it's tough to get a full judgment about these, choices matter sort of games without replaying them to really understand how much it matters. But I do actually feel like our choices did actually matter. There were deaths that felt both impactful and potentially not plots like necessary. And I guess, for example, Tammy, we might have a chance to have a world where Tammy doesn't die horribly early on. And yeah, so I mean, I'd be curious to see what else is to play through again. I'm not necessarily sure. I'm on the fence as to whether or not to continue the Let's Play, though. Obviously this has been a long game. A fairly long series already, so I'm not sure if you guys want to see the next, see me try another life. I mean, honestly, I think we, on balance, got a fairly alright ending. Like I said, I mean, there's some things that I would have liked to try and have succeeded at, which we didn't. But, the colony survived and stuff, and we got to, be, like, this first Supreme Court justice, effectively, and write the laws of the country, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so, chat about it in the comments. So we don't even necessarily need to, try it out the next A New Life immediately. We can go on a little break, come back for Season 2 like we've done with Growing Up. The only apprehension I have here is just, it is a very long game, so, like, it's quite the, quite the dedication to, or, what's the word I'm looking for? Not investment, but, well, yeah, I guess it's like a big investment, a big, like, if we do this again, we're in for another, like, probably like 40 episodes or something? So, like I said, if you guys want to see more, tell me about it in the comments. If you don't want to see more, tell me about it in the comments. If you do want to see more, make sure you share the series with your friends. I think it was a fun time, and obviously if there are more views and more people who want to see it, then that makes you more likely to it. But anyways, guys, until next time, I've been Steamcraft, and I will catch you in the next video, whether more I Was a Teenage Exocolonist or something else. Goodbye.